So hello, good morning friends. This is Tushar Jivan here. I am pursuing the Bachelor's in Computers Application from Asian School of Business, Noida, and I am in the favor of Hollywood movies.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Saurabh Rawat and I'm currently working as a stenographer in the Facilities Division of Department of Heavy Industries. And today we are having a debate on the topic based on Hollywood movies versus Bollywood movies. I'm in the favor of Bollywood movies.
Yes. Go ahead.
Okay, so according to my perception, I feel like Hollywood movies are way better than the Bollywood movies. Why I'm just saying this? Because Hollywood movies are a very big, have a very bigger industry in comparison to the Bollywood movies. First of all, the IMDb ratings and the TRPs and etc. are for the Hollywood movies. You can see the Spider-Man, No Way Home and etc. People are very much intrigued and people are very much attracted towards those movies. They can pay any much. Like you can see also Avengers Endgame and etc. They are grossing like very much amount just because of those people who are watching, and the audience who are watching those are very much from the Indian side only. Even their own country where this like it is getting directed, they are not watching, but the people from India are watching. That's why you can see the craze of Hollywood movies. And the second point, the Hollywood movies use digital graphics and they have various qualities like through which their like all the acting appears to be very much real. What we see in the Bollywood movies. In the Bollywood movies, only people are like fighting with each other. Their content is very much similar. A boy is coming to the girl is like not like satiated, her parents are not satiated, the boy will go tough and hard, and that is the only content which I see generally in the Bollywood movies. But in the Hollywood movies, there are very much content, varied amounts of contents are also there. In the Bollywood movies, you see people just used to fight over there. Like there is no sense of like practicality over there. Like everything is based on total true imagination. Oh come on, like films are made for inspiring others, for having so much lots of fun. But just going far beyond these limitations, that doesn't mean that you will follow all the rules and regulations which are made for the practicality. The natural rules are there. Like even the car is flying and that is meant to be flying. And this is not supposed to happen. Like a guy is just getting tying his laces of his shoes just by wrapping his like around like 2-3 times. Oh come on man, I have not seen anywhere. Like all these
Moving his leg, and after that laces are just going to be tied.
So like I think that they are not the actors and those suppose. They are the born magicians who are doing these types of things. So like these type of practicality is also not there, which totally proves here that the Hollywood movies are way better than the Bollywood movies.
So as you are my dear friend, as you are mentioning about the Hollywood movies having practicality, having the realism, being based on true stories, my friend, let me ask you, the people who are very much uneducated, who are very much uninterested in those sorts of scientific things, why do you think Bollywood came into existence? There was a requirement, there was a need for having a little bit of spiciness, little bit of masala as it is called in the Indian industry, the Bollywood industry, which some people say is the copy of the Western industry called Hollywood. Yeah. Right? But it is not the copy because every place has its own counterpart. If you are saying that the outer countries have Hollywood, we have Bollywood, then other people also have currencies and we also have our own version of that currency. So it's not like that we are copy pasting things. We are giving it our own little twist. We have music in our movies. We have different plot twists. We have different kinds of stories. We have love stories. We have murder stories. We have horror stories. We have scientific stories. We have so many different kind of twists on those same stories which are produced outside, and sometimes even better made than the Hollywood itself. Not in the terms of having better CGI graphics or having the realism of the language here, because the language barrier is a real thing in India. Because not everybody is gonna get the English language and be able to understand those things. But when the same dialogues are said in Hindi, when those same movies are shown while being dubbed, they go to the heart of the watchers, the audience. They get to their heart, and then they feel very much attracted to those movies, and then they start watching more Indian movies, like the love stories. Everybody knows that India is very famous for making love story movies. Like a boy saves a girl, a guy saves a girl from their family, from goons. It is a very Bollywood cliche thing to say. But that is what gives rise to this masala, that this place where we are able to add songs to make the movies interesting. You would not have seen in any Hollywood movie where they're adding music videos in a field where they're like suddenly running and then there are fields and everybody is dancing in the fields and everybody is enjoying their time and everybody starts to groove on those things. And that is what makes those movies interesting. Which is why I would say making Bollywood movies better.
Well done. Yes.
As you are saying that these types of we are very much famous in for these particular things. Like I would like to firstly also mention over here, like in the Hollywood movies, we basically see that their popularity is also very much more. And the very most important part of the Bollywood movie, their loophole is like the nepotism. You have seen lots of actors are there who are not getting the chances. Like they are not even getting a single chance to perform their, like how they are very much good in quality. Like they are having good qualities of acting and doing different kinds of role plays as well. But they are not getting a single chance. They have to do toil, they have to do very much hard work in order to get a place in the Bollywood, in those sectors where they can have their own movies. Even they get a very single part, they have to do a lots of toil. Means what about that? Like you have their own qualities, the Hollywood is recognizing that only. And they are getting those people chances who are more deservingly so. Not those who are having lots of money, not those who are belonging to the family of those who are working as an actor earlier in the fields. Nowadays you see example, lots of people are there. Like you can take example of Chunky Pandey and like her daughter Ananya Pandey and etc. And like Saif Ali Khan and etc. And her daughter Sara Ali Khan and etc. Ranbir Kapoor and etc. They give 3 crore, 4 crore rupees. They were very much imminent. They were like having lots of money. And like just because of those money, they were just getting their movies completed. But you have seen Nawazuddin Siddiqui and Pankaj Tripathi and lots of those actors. Like why are they being famous very lately? And they are having such an old age. Why this is happening? Because they are not having the chances to just showcase themselves, their talents and strengths. But nowadays it is not but Hollywood movies, they are showing everything what the true spirits are, what the true colors of person are. So that's why the nepotism is a very great loophole which I feel like Bollywood is having, and Hollywood is doing way better in this field.
Yes, yes.
So now, my dear friends, let me bring to you a very holistic sophistry of the fact that Bollywood is not the only place where nepotism happens. It does happen in the outer industries as well. And let me bring to you one more fact, that casting couch, which happens in India, it happens outside way more times than it happens in India. Do you think that the people who get the roles there are getting those roles very easily? I'm not saying that I do know the exact numbers in those senses, but I do know the fact that there have been many a times of the reports where people have, stars have come out to say that directors have asked them to do the casting couch and have asked them to do different sort of bad things to do just so they could get a role inside the movies. Even in India, I do agree that there is a lot of nepotism. I do agree to that fact that it is not, I cannot deny the fact that there has not been nepotism. But what I would say that the people who have come forth from nepotism, most of them, like the Kapoor family, they have been doing very well. They have made very well movies, though, which have grossed a lot of money. So I would consider them being very, famous and very successful. See, when you see the son of Sachin Tendulkar, what do you expect him to be? A good cricketer. Why do we think like that? Because his father was a great cricketer. Now, if we see somebody who's a great doctor, what would you expect his son or daughter to be? A great doctor. Now, if that person makes their child to go in that same field, would it really be considered nepotism if they are actually doing good?
Okay. So, like according to my perception, I would like to say that, like in the acting and etc., it clearly appears, like it's very clear and it's very transloquent that these actings are not so much real. I would say that if they're true actors, there is no denying that fact only. But you are not also allowing those people who are belonging to a very poor family. They're not having a fair color, they're having a very dark complexion, dusky complexion, but they're not allowed to just being the part of the film industry.
Yes.
Not getting a single chance or not getting a single, even a small minute of video as a part of in the movie. They have to give them a lot of struggles to just do that particular thing. Having a loss of money just makes a person very much easier to get a role in that particular movie. You have 3 crore to 4 crore rupees, a movie is done. Because you know acting? Nah. You know skills of acting? Nah. But those people who are acting over there, really acting over there, they're not getting a single chance. Like they have to just woo down to a girl or just bend down over there, like just to say what they are doing. But they are not willing to do so. But they have to do. So these type of things are happening totally in the Bollywood. I know that they are really like an actors, they are producing a very good manner. But like some of them are not giving them chances. That should be done. Second point, there are lots of big also industries like in the Hollywood only, the Warner Bros. And like different things are there who are grossing so much amount of money, like the Disneys and etc. They are working under them, and they are very much popular in India as well. And you see like people who are like in India, you are saying that there are very uneducated people are also there, illiterate people are also there. They are not considering these facts. If you will not be giving you such a reality, if you're not giving them such a knowledgeful like movies and etc., how will they be getting themselves more literate? How will they getting the knowledge which they are supposed to get? So like these things, you are making them more suppressed towards only those things which doesn't mean nothing at all. Do you say just you are just like you are just satiated with the fact that the flying the car in the air without no gravity motion is true? Like these are just being launched in the space. Like you are saying, like our India is totally a space. Like they're having no gravity and the cars are flying very expeditiously in the air. Like you are just punching a man's face without touching him. He is just going very far away and hitting like that. And God's sake, if I had got that superpower, like there would be no goon in the city. Like these are practical things, especially doesn't coexist over here. But the film's motive is to be just to inspire the other guy, just to inspire the people to do work more hard and hard. Those people who wants to get over very willing to get. You know, thousands and lakhs of girls are there who are standing in the queue just for getting a single auditions. They are just being like said that you are not able to, you are not just good, you are not just very like good in acting. How they feels like they just abandon their family members, they just ruins their whole career just to get a single chance, but they don't get a single chance in those Bollywood movies because there are already those actors, their daughters, their sons are there who are getting the chances, not them. So their careers are being ruined and their chances are also getting ruined. So these things generally happens and makes Hollywood more good.
Yes.
Come on, Tushar, think about it. What are you saying? Do you even really know of any chances where in Hollywood they have given chance to a homeless person to act? I can bet my damn life that you would not be able to name some. But in Bollywood, there have been a couple of times where people have been lifted off stage, people have been taken from theatres, people have been, even you mentioned it yourself, Nawazuddin Siddiqui, he came from the theatre itself. He worked a lot of, he did his toil. He did his 10-15 years, he worked hard for his work. And then you are saying that people who are homeless, they are not able to give auditions. See, when you are going into a field such big as the movie industry, you need to be able to be very well, you need to be very well presented. And if you are not having money, if you are from a poor background, God forbid that you are in that situation, but if you are in that way, you would not be able to present yourself with your full potential. And if they don't see your full potential, nobody is gonna pay you money. It is a very simple, simple rule that if somebody is not able to give, even just take a simple example. If you are gonna hire somebody, if that person is not showing his full potential, you are not gonna hire that person. Of course, why? Because you are saying that that person is lacking. And you know the people, there are approximately 7 to 8 billion people on earth. If everybody starts to become an actor, how would you find the better ones? Of course, you would take auditions. Whoever gets the chance, it's a survival of the fittest only. Whoever gets the upper hand on the other one, they are going to come out. See, even in India, there are approximately over 1.8 billion people, if I'm not wrong, if I'm factually correct. And then if everybody goes, because India is very crazy about Bollywood, if everybody goes on to become an actor, how would you find out the better actors? Of course, those who will be well presented, those who would have better portfolios, of course, they would be better, from better backgrounds, better strong financial backgrounds. Bollywood is one of the biggest industries where we have the biggest stars of the world. Shah Rukh Khan. You are talking about production houses, Yash Raj Films. They launched him. They have that star has grossed them so much money that Shah Rukh Khan is so much famous in the world that even Dubai considers him their brand ambassador.
Yes.
So do you really think that Bollywood is that far lagging that okay there are, because it is a movie, why do you have to be so stiff up about that? Okay, it has to be realistic. Even if the movie, and you did not listen to my point very carefully. I said that movies are dubbed and showed. You said that I am keeping them from the truth. I am not keeping them from the truth. I said that movies are dubbed and then showed. That is how they are able to get to know those movies still. Even after having that language barrier, those movies are shifted. That is why we have our Indian cinema in our neutral language, our natural language we are used to speaking and understanding from our birth. Because that is how we are starting to learn things. Even when you start to learn a new language, you learn it on your in accordance to your basic language. That is how I say that Bollywood is better than Hollywood because we have the biggest stars and our production houses have grossed a lot of money.
Okay, so you are saying like that, people are getting chances and etc. But do you know, like waiting for approximately 10 to 15 years, doing very much hard work, and like after hitting the age of 45 to 50, you are getting a chance at that age where your retirement is nearing you, and you are starting your career at that very particular age. Don't you think so? It's very early to get into that particular field.
Come on, Tushar, what are you saying?
I think so.
There is no age to start your career. There is no age. There is no set defined, fundamental right that okay, from this age only you can start doing something. Everybody has to do toil. Nobody has ever said that life is going to be easy. Life for everybody in every certain situation is gonna be hard. Somebody out there is gonna have a better situation than you. Somebody is gonna be have better financial situation than you. You cannot fight those situations. You can only work on yourself. And when you follow the right path, of course it's going to take time because somebody is already having an upper hand on you. But you have to work through those things. Of course it might take time, but you cannot, say that, okay, if somebody has an advantage, that is unfair. Because somebody already worked for it too.
Okay. Okay, so according, sir, please, like now.
Finish करें ना?
Yeah, sir.